In the world of clicks and views, we got the tricks, ain't got time to lose. Christina and Joe dropping knowledge non-stop for all you realtors. Climbing to the top. Grab your camera, let's make the tape. Content gold, no time to waste. From open house to renovation glory, YouTube secrets unfold your story. Build those leads with every post. Christina and Joe, the ultimate hosts. Market trends and virtual tours. Turn those watchers into door knocking scores. Lights, camera, action, go live. Tips and tricks to help you thrive. Thumbnail magic, title spice. A clickbait charm, but a touch of nice. SEO game on point and tight. Comments buzz.
Hi, friend.
Hey.
Are you having a good Thursday?
Yeah, it's going pretty good. How
No
about
escape
you?
animals?
I did not. You might have, but not me.
Yeah. I made it here on the skin of my teeth. Like I literally just slid in the last 40 seconds.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I'm usually the one that's like 2 seconds in, and then you're like, okay, he'll show up. But today I was here ready to go.
I always give you an extra 5 minutes because you're
It's
always the
very
one that's
nice
late.
of you.
And then I was the one that needed the extra 5 minutes.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah. So anyways, we're talking about some tips and tricks to get more leads through your YouTube content. Because you know what? I will say I am very impressed because back in my day when I first started making videos, honestly, real estate content was the absolute pits. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, the people that made real estate content, it was just so boring, right?
Yeah.
You know, they would get some views, but it was boring stuff, you know? And over time, everybody's up their game exponentially. I mean, like people's content has gotten a lot better. I mean, are they going to go like Mr. Beast viral with their no. But I've been watching and I have been taking notes on some of the ways that people have increased their lead volume, including some of our students by these simple little tricks to, get your phones ringing, and we're heading into spring and this is the time to do it. So just FYI, these tips can be used, but we have a course coming up, and because it's Easter and I told Joe to go ahead and give an Easter special for our Real Estate Video Geeks course. We're starting next week with the new students. So if you type in the word eggs at checkout, you get $500 off. And I just told Joe we were doing it.
Yeah, and I said, okay, sounds good.
Yeah. So I just told Joe we were doing it. So Joe, what would you say before you even film? What would you say the first thing you need to understand is in order to get the best leads, the most leads, get that phone ringing on your YouTube content?
Before you even film, is that what you're saying?
Even before you film, like
okay.
What should you understand?
So the very first thing that you got to have is you've got to have a good CRM or a good catch place for that. If you don't have that built on anything, and it doesn't really matter like what you use as long as you use it. I would say it does matter that you need to own your data. So like if your brokerage is providing you with a CRM, don't get stuck with that.
Nope.
Do your own thing. But what I would suggest is that you get a CRM that one you can understand and use, or that you can, if you're really wanting to go into it, that will scale, so you don't have to change because it doesn't do certain things, and then you got to learn a whole new system and all of that stuff. So I'd say start there first, and I would create a very simple squeeze page or landing page, something very, very simple that doesn't have like attached to the MLS and has 100 links and goes everywhere and has download your guides and your bio and why you're the best realtor and all that stuff. Like just something very simple, that's something like let's chat or schedule a time to chat or talk with me. Very conversational, very easy, just a little simple landing page.
Yep. And as simple as that, right? Not even filming, right? Here's another thing we tell everybody to do is add, I'm going to show this, share screen because I want everybody to see this. This little tiny thing right here. More and more people are doing it, but I just want to put this out there for the people that are not. If you scan it, it goes to my website and you can click on any of the buttons. If I was trying, which I'm not really trying, but I would have it actually go to a landing page. And so that little QR code, don't just set it and throw it away, right? Keep that QR code for something else in the future. And I'm going to tell you what that is in just a second. So the other thing too is make sure you make it very easy for people to get a hold of you here as well. Don't be afraid to put your own phone number for them to call you here. Now, I know for some people, including myself, it got overwhelming when people started calling my cell phone all the time and they just wanted to talk to me because they, saw me on YouTube and they were just wanting to have a conversation. So maybe you want to get like a Google Voice number just for your YouTube channel, but make it easy for them to get a hold of you. So put your information in here so they know how to get a hold of you, whether that's your landing page, your website, whatever that is, make sure you do that.
Yeah. The simpler, the better. And honestly, with this is something also to think about is when you're scanning a QR code or when you're updating URLs and everything, test them, especially if you change over to like a new CRM or a new link or something like that. If you don't, you might be missing out on leads because you just forgot to go back in. Sometimes like you'll create like a template for when you release your videos, right? And in that template, you'll have links, and those links might be old to an old CRM or an old database or something that's not working, is broken, and they click on it and they're not able to get a hold of you. So it's really a simple thing to go in and audit your channel and go, okay, do all of the links work? Do all of the links go where I want them to go or what I want them to do? And does the number work? Like those kind of things, because it may have been a few years before like you set the channel up and didn't do anything with it. And then you're like, okay, I'm good to go. And you just forget to like update that stuff. It's a really simple thing before even filming or doing anything, just to make sure that that's connected. And there are people that will make a change and they totally, because they got so many things going on, they totally forget that. And then it's like, oh, I got to update this. I totally forgot, because they're missing out on all of these leads.
I'm so guilty of this. Joe reminds me all the time. He's like, you need to update that. And I'm like, yeah,
Like,
I know.
That link's not working.
Yeah, that's not working anymore. And I have actually even an old website out there, and I keep trying to transfer it to my new website. And for some reason, that thing is just married to that old website. It will not transfer over. But whatever. The next thing I want you to do, and again, this is before you film, is you need to understand who your avatar is and who you're making your content for. I mean, I know what we say, it's like a broken record, but it's that important.
Yep.
So I know that you probably are like, well, all I'm going to do is this, and I just want to get buyer and seller leads. You have to be very focused. And the reason why a lot of people don't have success on YouTube is because they don't have any kind of focus. They'll even say, well, I'm a relocation channel. Well, what does that mean? Are you relocation? What? Are you like relocating people out? Are you a seller's channel? Are you a relocation in? Are you, what is it? What are you, what kind of people are you trying to attract for relocation? Is it business people? Is it computer tech people? Is it retirees? What is it? So you really need to focus on your niche and you focus on who you're talking to. And that is so incredibly important. Once you do that, more of those people are going to call you, much more than trying to, appease to everybody.
Yeah. And the other thing that you can do with that is when you know who your audience is and you know who you're talking to, you can customize that on your landing page and your squeeze page so that they're like, oh my gosh, like it aligns with who you're talking with. Because if you're doing relocation, for example, and you're telling them about all the different things that are going on your channel, and then it's like, hey, your squeeze page is like, I help sellers and all of this stuff. And it's like, well, these guys are moving, they need help. Like they need help moving to the new area. What's the thing that's going to help them the best? And sometimes it's offering them, like more information or, whatever it is that like coincides with what you're talking about. The more in line you can get with your landing page, with your content, the more likely they're going to be. It's just simple, like trust. It's kind of like when we talk about, you do a thumbnail, right? And then
Mhm.
you do the title. And then as soon as you do the thumbnail and title, and if they watch the video and it doesn't have anything to do with what the thumbnail and title are, they leave. It's the
Mhm.
same idea. Getting a lead is the thumbnail, the title, the video, then they click to contact you is all consistent. Then they're way more likely to fill it out, because then they're like, okay, like this, I'm ready. You've provided value. I'm ready to like actually reach out to them.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. So you know how we were talking about the QR code, right? So I did a test just to see what would work, right? And this is going to work. I'm showing you guys this again. So I've been putting this at the end of my videos. So well, you know, when you do your, to watch more videos about the thing that they watched, you know. So I have those cards that come up at the same exact time. I have this, edited in for the QR code for my website. And the reason I started doing this is I started a lot of people watch YouTube on their televisions.
Yep.
And I've noticed that all the commercials for the area have these QR codes. I noticed that a lot of some of the finance channels at the end screens are doing these QR codes. So they're not doing it because, it looks fancy. They're doing it because people are sitting there watching television. To them, they're watching television. What do they have in their hand when they're watching TV? Their
Their
cell
phone.
phones.
Yep.
And it makes it so incredibly easy to do this. Now, I just made this with Chat GPT. I gave it my website and I said, can you give me a downloadable QR code? And it did that. So it would go to a landing page. That's how you would design it. Make it go to a landing page. So that way that they could fill out the form easily. Especially if they're sitting on, you got to remember, make sure your landing page is
It's like, it's got to be mobile friendly.
It's got to be mobile friendly and make it extremely simple, because people don't want to sit there with their phones and, like, oh, I can't see the buttons, especially when you're, over the age of 40. A lot of us got them weak eyes. So make it easy for them on that landing page when they are watching you on their television, because more and more people are doing that. And like, figure that out. You can also sprinkle that QR code in when you're filming your content. So like, again, you're making it simple for them. Instead of saying, call me, you're just saying, you want to reach out to me because, because I'm the real location expert, go ahead and just scan this QR code and it'll take you right to me. Make it easy. And don't sound salesy, like find a way to pitch it to them without sounding like, call in today for this great house. Blah. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. But you can put this in your content throughout your video, but just don't make it sound salesy. And that kind of thing makes it very easy. Much easier than like putting your email address across the screen or your phone number across the screen. All they have to do is take their phone out and scan it.
Yeah. To your point of like, you could have it at the end, but let's say, you're in the middle of like getting ready to do your call to action, right? So as you talk to them and say, hey, I work with agents all over the country. And, if you're thinking about, such and such, because this is what it is, I'm connected with all of them. Go ahead and just scan this right here. And, you can talk to me. I'm more than happy to give you some advice. And that's all you need to do. And then you move right back onto your content. But absolutely do not do this where the first thing that you do on the video is like, scan this for more information to talk to me, and you've provided no value.
Right.
You have to provide the value first. So it needs to be at least halfway through. If you've given like good information, then the call to action is, wow, I've given good information. They want more information. Now I'm giving them a way for them to reach out to me.
I don't know what happened, but my screen's just completely stopped. So
yeah. Well, you're back.
Can you see me? No?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I can't see you. So whatever. You're going to have to run the show from your end.
Oh boy. We got some questions. Let's see here. We've got one right here. Let's see what it says from Chowder to Grits. It says, I niche down pretty hard. Probably will have slower growth, but more quality leads.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it might be a little slower at the first, but then you'll actually gain more momentum if you can stay consistent with it.
Yep. I'm going to have to look at this on my phone. I can't I mean,
It's
it's
not
completely,
working. What happened?
all of a sudden my screens just went completely black, and now it's just frozen. There's nothing there.
Okay, we got a question
Uh-huh.
from Vince. Vince says, I'm trying to see with can you have them go to your Calendly to fill out a form there? Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
The QR code, you can have a QR code made. Just put the Calendly link when you're making the QR code in there, and then test it. Make sure you test it before you put it in your video, but it should go to a Calendly, no problem. So definitely can do that.
Years ago, I made a QR code. Google used to allow you, like they used to make them for you, so you put in any website and you could use a QR code. And I used to have that for my listings and stuff. One time I didn't check it. It did not go to my website.
Like,
I mean,
that's not good.
no, it
I
wasn't too
did
bad, but you know.
I did one. This is just so my wife does this, like she does like this Halloween thing where well, not everyone, but it's like every other year or something. She'll have like turn our garage into like this haunted, like a haunt basically, and it's
Mhm.
insane. She does like these crazy things. Well, I'm like, I'm just like, there's lines, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that want to go through this. I think we had like 1,000 people go through it like last year. So like, there's a
Oh.
lot of people. And
Mhm.
so I, I was like, I'm going to put up little signs with QR codes on them just to see if people would scan it, and basically just say, hey, scan to see a preview of the 3D tour of this haunt, right?
Mhm.
And then all I did is go to Rick Astley and I rickrolled him. Like, that's all I did. But I thought it was hilarious, and other people are like, "You're so dumb," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's funny." But the thing is, we had a lot of people, scan it. So people are scanning it and doing that.
Sorry. I figured it out.
You got it going good. Yeah, they say that we see you now. Okay, so one of the things also, and depending on your CRM, like, because here's the other problem is, if like, I would suggest, if you can, to use a dynamic QR code from now on. And the reason why is because you can have old videos that have a QR code where you can update the URL. So if you have a video that you did, let's say you do one now, and in like 2 years, it just blows up. But
Mhm.
that QR code is going to a dead link. There's no way to update that. So the only way you can update that is by using a dynamic QR code. And what it'll allow you to do is it'll allow you to go into where the QR code was made and change where the URL is going, or where that scan is going. So I'm going to put a plug in for High Level, because High Level lets you create inside of High Level dynamic QR codes where you can actually change where those links go. So
Mhm.
another, like, I know a lot of people really like kind of more the educational side. So are we good to kind of show what if you're good with it, I'll show kind of like what a dynamic QR code would
I have
do.
no idea what it is, so you do it. I'm glad that you're gonna show it. This was a new term. I learned a new term today.
Yeah, it's amazing, and they're really, really good, because they're good for a lot of reasons. And one of the biggest reasons that they're good for is, if you're making a lot of content, and you're printing QR codes for like name writers or for like signs, and then you're like, I have to throw it away after because it's linked to this business or whatever. You can actually repurpose it now.
Mhm.
It didn't always be like that, but it's actually pretty new. So can you see my screen here?
Not yet. I'm not seeing nothing.
I'm trying to see. I'm on my like little teleprompter thing, and then it like doesn't let me. There we go.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Okay, can you see it now?
Yeah, let's make it full screen so we can just we're gonna do this. All right,
Yeah,
go
you
ahead.
you do it. You drive that part, because I don't know what's
Uh-huh.
going on with that. But
Okay.
essentially, what you're going to see in High Level, okay, this is for my real estate one. But what you can do is you can go to QR codes right here,
Mhm.
and they may have different ones, but what you can do is you can actually have these where they're printed out. I have my like little logo in there, but
Mhm.
you can edit them. So right now it has the URL. So if I click on this, it's going to go to this URL, but I could change it. So if I wanted to go to this one, okay, I could change and it would go
Oh.
to this one. So what you have is you have these like for example, I've got this one right here. Let me share this tab instead so you guys can see it.
Mhm.
Okay. Can you guys see the page?
Yes.
So this is one of my listings, right? And so in here, this is the squeeze page. You can schedule, you can do all that stuff, whatever, right? So what happens is when I sell this this house, then I have a name writer that says, has the QR code, and that before I'd have to throw it away.
Mhm.
Now I can go in
And
and
change it to another listing?
I can go in and I can just change the listing. So I can go back to like, let's see, where was
So
I?
if it sells, so, like, if you did a video and it was talking about that house and it sold, you could, like, have the top of the page say, "That one sold, but this one is just like it," kinda thing?
Well, you don't even need to. What I'm saying is you can
Mhm.
like I can change because it's a funnel. So like this is it's just a funnel. So like I have like a property listing funnel.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if it's this one or not. I can't remember what I named it. Yeah. Okay. So this is the funnel. So this is
Mhm.
kind of like what happens. So all I would have to do is go in and change the information of the listing,
Right.
but I can also change where the QR code goes. So
Right.
these are 4 different QR codes that go to 4 different listings
Mhm.
that I'm testing a new system out with, right? So
Mhm.
but the key is I can have when you create a QR code, it'll let you choose the type. So I can have it go to a website, you could
Mhm.
have it go to a review, you could have it call, text, or email.
Mhm.
So you can decide like like if you want Google reviews, then you click on that. And then you have a QR code that you name that's, like uh, Google review
Mhm.
or Facebook review or whatever. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So you
Mhm.
have that. And then when they scan it, it just automatically populates that information. But the the cool thing is before when you like, for example, the QR codes that you're making now, if you have them, they're like a direct link. And so if you stop using that URL or you change it, even just
Mhm.
one little thing, and the URL changes, then this QR code or that QR code is broken now and you can't fix it.
Mhm.
This is like you print it or it's in your video or whatever, you can go in and update where it goes.
Mhm.
So it's really, really handy. And then if you click on it, it'll tell you, okay, like what's the name of it? Like you can name them like so that you can keep everything straight. So you
Uh-huh.
because they all look different, right? So it's like you can find out what versions that you want to do. But anyway, so these are they're dynamic. So basically, and the other cool thing is that you can see, oh, I've had 12 scans, 10 unique ones, and then if I depending on what I named them, I have 7 for that Parkstone, and I just put this in like a couple days ago.
So
So
that's with, Computer Copilot, right?
yeah, well, it's high
So that's
level.
yeah,
It's
high
high
level.
level, but it's just I have like a reseller account. So
Oh, okay. So if anybody wanted to do that CRM, that's the CRM that has that
yep, uh-huh.
QR codes.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'm sure that there's lots of CRMs that offer this kind of stuff.
Mhm.
It's just that I like that it's all in one place.
Right. But if you're,
So,
like, just starting out and you don't, like, really have a fancy CRM right now, and you
mhm.
just need a QR code so that way you can mention your website or mention your landing page, just go ahead and chat GPT, even the
Yeah.
free version will make it. So that way that, like, during your videos, and don't do this at the beginning, like Joe said, do not do this at the beginning, but just say something like, along the way, like if you really like this property or you want to get some more details on this property, go ahead and scan this right here and you can get a contact with me and I'll give you a tour or something like that,
Yep.
and just keep moving along with your content. Mention that, point to it, let them know it's there. So that way they will scan it and they'll get in contact with you. The QR codes have been around forever. They
Yeah.
told us that they were going to be revolutionary back in 2000. I swear I started real estate. What was it? 2007. I used to put them on my listings. No one ever scanned those things.
Yeah, because before you'd have to like download the QR reader and
Right.
it wouldn't work because
Yep.
no one even knew what a QR code was, let alone what a QR reader was.
Oh, not only that, everybody had their own. Google had their own. Every
Yeah.
company had their own QR readers, but now everybody's phone reads those QR codes. So now is the time to use them. Like
Yep.
if you got them, like dust them off,
Yep.
start using them. I know lots of people do them on their listings and advertising and all this stuff. You should be using them in your videos. That will increase the amount of leads you get. I promise you.
Yeah, and quality leads too, because
Yes.
now that they've seen you, now that they've like heard you talk, they've listened to the stuff that you've shared, and it's a really, really easy way and convenient way. No one wants to type a URL in. No one really even wants to click on like a link anymore. Like they
Mhm.
literally, if they can just hold their phone up and scan it, like it's done. And it's
Yep.
so simple. So that is probably the easiest thing that you could do to increase leads.
And I would say, placement matters.
It does.
So I wouldn't, of course, wouldn't do at the beginning. At the end is perfectly fine. And I would say towards the middle-ish. You could even do like the front half of the middle-ish to mention it again, but try to make it not sound salesy and relate to the content that you are creating. So if it's about relocation, then say, if you're looking for more relocation information, go ahead and click this QR code here and it will help you download our free guide or
Yep.
something like that.
Mhm.
So that way, like it doesn't sound salesy. All they're doing is scanning it. You get a little bit of information from them so you can add them to your drip mail. And
Yeah.
and that's what I would do. I would start putting these in there just to make it simplified. And it does work 100%. Another thing that many people don't do and they should start doing is in their pinned comment. In their pinned comment, first of all, point them to another video that relates to the video that they just watched. And then the second thing should be your contact information or that link to your capture lead, link, whatever
Mhm.
your funnel, whatever it is. Have that. It's like, get a hold of me, talk with me, something like that, that has that link there, and pin that comment at the top. Pin it. So if you don't know how to do that, whenever you release a video, put in all the information that I just told you, pointing them to another video and to your lead form. There's 3 little dots on the right-hand side, and it will ask you what, do you want to erase it, da, 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 and it will say pin comment. So that way, when anybody comes to your videos, that's the first comment that we'll always see. No matter how many likes the other comments get, that one is pinned to the top.
Yep. That's actually a really good point that a lot of people don't think about doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people don't think about the pin comment. And then Robert asked a really good question. He said 2 separate comments or just one? Just the one comment. So in that, like what I do is because sometimes when I get in YouTube, it makes it look weird. So I kind of like put it in a little form that says to go to the next, to learn more about modular homes, click here. To get a hold of me, click here. And then I have it so it's separated out and you can use emojis and stuff to kind of bring it more
Yep.
attention. And then when I release the video, I just copy and paste it and put it there. So that way it's in line. It's like one right after the other.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. That
No,
really does help.
yeah, and what's funny is it's like people like it's not rocket science and it's not like these hard things. It's just putting it out there and making it
Consistency.
easy for them to see. And just these few little tips can definitely make a huge difference on like where you get your leads and how many leads you get. Now there's going to be a lot more, you'll get a lot more leads if you have good content. And so
Mhm.
like one thing that I would like to talk about with this, because thinking about how do you actually get more leads? Well, you can have the QR code, you can have the link, you can have all of these things dialed in perfectly and still not get any leads.
Mhm.
So the reason why is because you're not you're not relating with your audience. You're not giving them what they actually want. And you need to learn, one, who your audience is. That's what Christina, we talk about this all the time. Learn who your audience is, and then make content that hits their pain points. Not about like, it has to, like, they're going to YouTube, especially in real estate, to solve a problem. They've got an issue. They're going to try to figure out how to do it. And if you're just talking about all of this garbage, like, you're not going to follow, you're not going to do that. I have a perfect example. This has nothing to do with real estate, but it's human behavior. So our dryer, the thermostat thing went out, and it's like $10 on Amazon. But the service call was going to be like $350. So I'm like, I'm going to just do it myself. So what did I do? I go to YouTube, and what do I find? A video. I found 3 videos, and one guy was just talking about all the things that he knows how to do, all the stuff. I left. I was like, he's not helping me with my problem. My problem is I need to know how to replace this thing. So then I found another guy, and he started talking about it, but he wasn't explaining it to where I could understand it. So then I'm like, this guy's like, he's talking way over my head.
He's just trying to be too fancy. Just
yeah,
tell me
I
what
need
to say
to, and then there was this other guy, and he was like, I'm your, like, he was just funny. He's like, this is, Father's Day, and what a great thing to have on Father's Day is when your dryer breaks. And he's like, let me show you how to fix it. And I looked at the time, it was like, it's only 12 minutes. Okay, I could watch this. And his video was perfect. It walked me through the steps. I ended up subscribing to his channel because I'm like, if this thing ever breaks again, I don't want to have to find it. So I'm telling you guys this for a reason. The reason is that guy, I probably watched that video 20 times because he was doing one thing, and because the camera was flipped, it was backwards. So I'm like, this isn't working. And then I'm like, oh, it's probably backwards. But the point is that human behavior is, I went through a few different people before I found someone that I liked how they talked. I liked what they said. I liked that the thumbnail was like the same piece that I bought on Amazon, and it was like, this is only $12. And it's like, I'm like, yes, this is what I want. He delivered on the promise. He got a subscriber out of it. But the thing is it's just that simple. But you can't, like, being yourself makes a huge difference, because then you can just give good value. But you need to make sure that when you're doing this, that you need to know who you're talking to. This guy knew exactly who he was talking to. He's talking to another dad that was like,
I'm not paying $350.
I'm not paying $350 for this. And it can't be that hard, because I like to figure things out. I could have paid someone, and it would have made my life a lot easier on a Sunday afternoon. But I'm like, I don't have anything better to do right now. I'm just going to do it. And so, like, he made content that I like. I was like, okay, this guy, I like him. And after that, I had to go back because I installed something backwards and it wasn't working, but I was able to take it apart in like 3 minutes, because I was like, this guy's like, he made it so, like, the first time it took me 2 hours. This other time it was like 2 minutes. So I went back even and watched it. So people will go back and watch your content, because you and I, like, this guy that talked, he knew everything about a dryer. He knew everything about it, but he talked to me as if like I didn't know, because I didn't know any of the things. I didn't know where the screws were, which ones I had to do. He was very good at taking it apart and doing it. That's what you guys need to focus on, is when you're making your content, the people that are watching, they're there for a pain point. They're there for a reason. It's like, I got to know more about this because I'm facing this situation. So if you can provide that value and those details, then you're going to get leads. It's just that simple. But you have to make sure that the content is, that it's good, and you offer so much value that they want to talk to you.
Yep. Jeremy said, it's not hard. Figure out the issues people are having and move with moving to your area and offer the solutions.
It's really not. But then everybody tries to make it harder than it is.
Right. Yeah. And then he said, that's what I've done. I have 9 contracts from YouTube this past 2 weeks. Perfect.
That's awesome.
And here's the other thing too, is that whenever you have a video and you're like, this is going to be awesome. Like I have a really good either story to tell, or there's a really good nugget of information that you know they need to know. Don't save that for the end of the video. Do
Yeah.
the thing is if you put all the boring stuff in the beginning and then you put the good stuff at the end, people are like, "Oh, that was boring. I've heard this 1,000 times."
Hmm.
Front stack it with the most interesting stuff first, right? Front stack it with as much information as you can, and then you can be long-winded with the boring stuff at the end. Because what happens is that they want to continue watching because you front stacked it with something so interesting that even though they may not even be paying attention anymore, they didn't turn off the video. They
Yeah.
just went ahead and let it run because they're like,
And
"Oh,
they're probably waiting to go, what other like nuggets of information are they going to share with me that I'm going to miss?
yep. Yep. Always like always front stack it with the most interesting stuff. Like a lot of times, I say the same things almost in every single video when it comes to buying manufactured homes and stuff. But what I'll do is I'll front stack it with a really interesting news story. Something that I know
Mhm.
that will grab their attention, like a mobile home park that was taken over by private equity, or something like that that makes people go, "Oh, I heard about that," or something that is like, "Oh, I
Yep.
hadn't heard about that." Something that is so interesting that they want to continue listening, and then I continue with those same tips I've given a gazillion times over the last like what 5 years about mobile homes, but it was so interesting they want to continue to listen to all the way to the end.
Yeah, no,
Mm.
it's such good advice. I mean, the stuff that we're saying on that is so true. Like, you really, and that goes, I guess, back into like what we were talking about a little bit. Is if you plan out your video, then you can front stack it. You plan out when you're going to do your call to action, what you're going to use for your hook to help them. All of these little things. I know we sound like broken records because we say this stuff over and over, but there are a lot of people, one, that may have never heard it, and two, sometimes it takes a minute to process. We see
Mhm.
that a lot with our students where it's like, oh, you told me that like in the very beginning, but it just clicked like, oh, this person, so when you're saying this, you actually mean what you
Mhm.
just said, and it's
Mhm.
like, yeah, we did, but it's so everybody takes a minute to get the stuff that we're talking about. But if you'll incorporate even just a couple of these things we're talking about and you're consistent, you will see increases.
The other thing too is that don't be afraid to say something that you've already said in a previous video.
Yep.
Because of the fact that like everybody's in a stage of home buying. So a video that you created, let's just say 6 months ago, is going to relate to a whole new audience. So even though let's just I'm going to give you an example. Everybody does those pros and cons videos, right?
Mhm.
Everybody does them. But at some point you're going to be like, I already did a pros and cons video. There's nothing more I can say about that. The thing is that video has now kind of like just puttering along, right? So now you need a whole new audience. So maybe it's time to like do another pros and cons video updated, even though you're probably going to say a lot of the same things. But I would still, again, take it with your avatar in mind. You front stack it with the most interesting information. Start using that QR code towards the middle and at the end. Invite them to scan that QR code to get a hold of you. And like redo it. Just redo it again, even though because the audience, they've already bought their house, or most of the people are watching us. It's not because we're really that entertaining,
Yeah.
we're not Mark Rober, like we're
Yeah.
not doing anything that they haven't, like most people have heard. They're there for the information at the time that they need it. And most of them, once they get that information, they're on to the next thing. That's why subscribers are not important.
Yep.
That's why I would rather you use the energy of instead of asking them to like, share, and subscribe, which really doesn't do much for you. What you really need them to do is call you and get a
Yep.
lead. So instead of using those precious moments, those precious seconds, ask them to scan the code. Ask them to get a hold of you. Ask them that because that's what you want from them while they're watching the video. It
Yep.
doesn't mean a hill of beans difference if they like, share, and subscribe in the
Yep.
grand scheme of things. If you provide enough value in your videos, they're going to do that anyways without thinking.
Right.
Social media now, everybody understands the whole benefit of like, sharing, and subscribing. They know that. What people used to do it years ago because it was such a new thing. You don't have to ask them anymore. If you give them what they want, you understand your avatar, they're going to do it without even thinking about it. You don't have to ask them that, but you do need to ask them to hit that QR code so they get
Right.
a hold of you. You need
Right.
that.
100%. I mean, it's just like what I subscribed to that guy. He didn't ask
Mhm.
for to subscribe. I did it because I'm like, if I ever have to do this again, he provided enough value to me that I'm like, I'm willing to like do that so I can find him easily. Because who
Mhm.
knows if I'll be able to find that video again. You know what I mean? And so,
Right.
and that's something to think about too, is yeah, they may buy a house and then they move on, but but if they've seen the video, you've got their information, you're going to do it. But the human nature is, if you provided enough value, they will subscribe, because they're gonna be like, okay, they educated me on this. What other things can I learn from that?
Do we happen to have any channel reviews today?
Let me look and see.
Yeah.
I don't think
It,
so, but let me look.
yeah. I think we end the show with somebody asking for a
We
channel review?
we did last week. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna do a channel review. If anybody's interested in getting one of
I
those.
think they did fill it out too. So let me look here.
Okay. Yeah. And
Maybe.
I haven't been asking people for those because it doesn't seem like you guys are really interested in them as much anymore. So I'd rather just sit here and talk to you about like what you could do to get those phones ringing, and all of these little things will help you. But the biggest thing you can do to help your YouTube content is understand your avatar and have a good content strategy. And if you don't understand how to do that, I know the best source to do that with, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a little pitch. This coming up, not this Thursday, but next Thursday starts our brand new group of students. It's always a very small group of students. We don't invite a lot of people into that group. If you want to join it, there is a $500 off coupon. So when you get to checkout, type in the word eggs. EGGS, and type that word eggs in, and you'll get $500 off. And that is just for Easter, and it's because I wanted to. So yeah, so if you guys want to do that, to really understand who you're making content for, to really understand what your content strategy is, so you can be successful on YouTube, go ahead and sign up, because we're starting the next group, and they're always small and they're always fantastic. Oh, here's one of our students. Hi, Steph. Hey, Steph wants a channel review.
Yeah, let's do it. I
Uh,
think there's a couple people in the chat, so let's pull
mhm.
his up and then do. I think moving to. Well, we can do the next one then, and I sent you a message on the other one. So
Oh, do you want me to do which one do you want me to do first?
let's do Steph, since he's already put his on there.
Stephen.
Are you putting it up?
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for something. You pull up his channel, because I'm having a hard time.
Okay.
There's something wrong with my computer screens. Maybe that windstorm. Oh, you know what? I know why. Not that you guys care. I have a whole house generator, and they rebooted the system, and for some reason everything's kind of like going a little crazy. Cray. And moving to Charlton once a little.
Okay. I don't know if let's see. He's got 2 channels, I think. Yeah. Gotta find the one that he. I don't know. Ask him which one you want, Steph. That will do.
And then we got the Realtor moms after that too.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to put up the Realtor moms real quick?
Yeah, because I don't. I think maybe is it?
Here we go.
Oh yeah, I got it right here.
All right, Realtor moms after this. Realtor.
Okay.
Realtor. Because God, if I say realtor, golly, you thought I killed babies, like ridiculous.
All right, let's see here.
We're just saying it right. Oh, come on, the public doesn't care.
All right. Let's see let me see if I can share my screen here.
I can do it. You can do it. We can do it.
Hey,
Everyone.
all right. Can you see it?
All right. Yep, we can see it.
Okay, maybe like move it around to however it looks the best for you, and then I'll.
No, it's totally fine. Just leave it how it is.
Okay. All right. So this is what we got right
Mhm.
here. So, ask Steph, is this the right one? I think so.
Let's look at his hey Steph, go ahead and put yourself QR code in your banner.
Yeah.
Hit his
You can do it here or here, either one.
Hit his about section.
All right. Let's see what you got. Okay. So he's got let's connect.
Yep,
Linktree.
perfect.
Good.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Look at
That's
that.
the one, he said.
1.2 million views.
Spamtastic, man.
Look at that. Okay. Okay. So
Like that HOA hell video thumbnail. Boy, that looks familiar. Good on you. That looks better than mine did. That's a
yeah.
great
All right. Let's
thumbnail.
go to. Do we want to do some videos or what do you want to do?
Let's look at his
I love his thumbnails. I'm going to tell you.
yeah, their thumbnails are looking great.
Look at that. The red, the blue. We talked about this actually in our live stream about how the blue is really popping right now. And then he's got this is like Graham Stephan's thumbnail. You got to ask him if he did that one off of Graham's, because I bet he did. It's so good. He says, "Yep." Or wait, was that for the channel?
That was the channel. Which channel? Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something about the word affordable on a thumbnail. It's too big.
This right here. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like
I would have just put the word scam and then question mark.
Yeah, it just needs to be bigger. That's for sure.
And then I would put the word scam behind there and then just put scam question mark. Take the word affordable.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, it looks like they're. Yeah.
I like the one that says buy it. That one's good. I would just like emphasize the one that just says
this
buy
one.
it.
Yeah.
The only thing I would do is emphasize the color of the house itself, like the shutters.
Yeah, really oversaturate it. Like
oversaturate. Yep, like the one next to it. And the one with the circle, I would take that circle out.
Yeah, this here.
Yep. People don't care.
You can't even read it anyways.
Yep.
So
hey, Steph, you're a part of the group. You can put these thumbnails in the group. Yep. We'd love to see you again.
Yeah, that one's good. I mean, there's a lot of really, really good thumbnails. I mean, and the titles are short,
Look at the one that says stay away from these. That's a pretty good thumbnail.
Yeah. But the trend that I'm seeing is for the most part, the more saturated videos are getting, besides this one right here, they're getting more views.
Yep.
So just maybe bump your saturation or have your guy.
Yep. I concur, Joe Eves.
Yeah. So that looks good. He says, I agreed. I'll be moving too fast. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's great. I mean, the thumbnails are great. His facial expressions, like how big he is, where he's centered, all of this stuff is really, really good. The only thing that kind of like I feel like it probably was like maybe a screen grab of this. So if that's the case, just enhance that thumbnail. I know you probably grabbed it and then edited it, but like really bump that blue up to these other blues, because then the shutters will pop, all of that stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes what I'll do, like if it's a document, is I will recreate the document so that way it's easier to see.
Yeah.
Because like for instance, if you screen grab Zillow, it always kind of comes out blurry, right?
Yep.
But if you actually go and download the logo and put it on there, it gives it nice crispness.
Yeah, and then just make it like it's its own template.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I see what he's saying. He says he's moved too fast for the group, meaning like waiting for this stuff back. Oh yeah, he said that's the only one I did myself. So it looks great. Just more saturation. That's it.
Yep.
So okay, what else do you want to see?
Let's go ahead and go to the Realtor Moms.
All right. Good job, Steph. Keep it up, man. These are great. You QR code it. Well, let's look at really quick before we do that. Does he have a pin comment?
Does he?
No. So put your comment here and then pin it so that it stays to the top. You're getting good comments. You want the very first thing for people to see is that comment.
I think we did these two before. I feel like
We
have.
may have. That's the only one that I have that's filled out the form, at least that I got notification on. So
Okay, well, I'll tell you to put the QR code here. I'm going to give you a little tip real quick on
are you sharing? Because I can't see it.
Oh yeah, I'm sharing.
Okay.
Well, that's what I see on the screen.
What do you see? You see this video?
I see me.
Oh, okay.
I see the
Here, I'll stop my screen sharing and then there we
yours
go.
Isn't there. Okay. So yeah, they have this down good. But I would put your QR code here. I'm glad that you put that there in the about section. And I know that we've talked about your thumbnails before. These older ones were really good.
Yeah, we did do this one.
Mm-hmm. So your most popular was like the most saturated ones, and you need to go back to going more saturated. We did that. Remember we were talking about how dark these were, and that she needs to go back to being very saturated. Yep, we have one more, didn't we?
There was someone in the comments that had mentioned that they wanted to do one, so let's do that one.
Yeah, somebody said QR code in the banner. I said yes. Oops, I don't know why that happened. Yeah, QR code in the banner. QR code in the banner.
Did that show up?
I don't see yours. Did you?
I stopped sharing, yeah. Do you want me to put that one back? I sent it to you in the message.
Oh, okay. Let me look at that. That was
we just keep them on their edge, just so excited to.
That was the Realtor Moms.
Yeah, that's the only one I have. There was, but there was someone in the comments that had said, "Go ahead and do after Steph." So right, yeah, I think right after him.
Moving to Charlton, South Carolina.
Yeah, there you go.
Moving to Charlton, South Carolina. I think we know who this is. Charlton, South Carolina. All right. Oh, I want to show you this because, so I'm looking up this channel, right? So this is why. This is why you probably don't want to name everything the same as everybody else. Look, all I did is moving to Charlton, South Carolina. Look how many different people come up. Like you're naming your something, everybody else has the same exact name. So I would change the name of your channel.
Yeah, it's not going to affect you and your views or anything if you change it.
The reason I'm telling you this is let's just say they're trying to find out. They'd watched a video about moving to Charlton, South Carolina, but they couldn't remember your name, right? And they're like, "Oh, I'm moving to Charlton, South Carolina." Now they've been distracted with all the other creators with that same channel name. And I know you probably heard some guy was like, "Oh, but Google is going to give you SEO juice for this." No, your videos are what gives you the SEO juice. But you want a memorable, easy to read, easy to spell channel name. So that way it's like they always are going to type that in. They're always going to type that in. It's just, there's too many real estate agents are using that as a channel name. And it happens in Atlanta too. Moving to, those are buying in. There's just too many channels with those names. Yeah. You have to be a little bit more creative to stand out from the crowd. I don't know which one it is. I don't know which channel it is.
Look at his profile picture and see if you can match it from that.
Okay. Da-na-na-na-na. Okay. He's got his hands in his pockets. Got his hands in his pockets. He's just standing there. Okay, that's a girl. No, that's a girl. That's a boy. That's a girl. Nope, not him. Nope, not him. Not him. Not her. Holy cow. You see that? There's just so many. Isn't that
Wow.
insane? Well, let's look at her channel name. Let's see if we can do it that way. Settings. But this was a good learning lesson though. Channel. Oh, this is him.
Yep, there we go.
Found him.
You
Look,
got it. Hey, he's got a QR code.
I was gonna say, look, he got the QR code. He's such a smart dude. Looks like he just started his channel not too long ago. Let's see.
The
2020.
recommendation for your channel name should be your name.
Yeah. Yep. They can't
Your
take that away
name's
from
on
you.
your sign, your name's on all the other things.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that way, because this happens, real estate agents move. And that way you don't have to abandon that whole entire channel because it's always going to be your name. Just
Yep.
saying. Just saying. Anyways, yeah, I like it. I like the banner, home tours, lifestyle maps, community insight. Perfect. We got, instead of your website for the link, put it for a landing page because this is just going to be your website. We'll even see. Yeah, this is just to your website. I would have it as a landing page, your personal landing page, because I realize this is like a broker website. But if you have that in there, what happens if you decide to go with another brokerage, right? So have
Yeah.
your own landing page that belongs to you.
And if you don't want to seriously, if you don't want to spend a lot of money and because you're doing all
Mhm.
these other things, then just do a Google Forms
Yep.
and
Yep.
have it go to a Google Forms.
Yep. Because you're advertising for you. I know you probably love your workplace, but you want to advertise for yourself, not for the company. Just unless you're trying to like build a team, like that's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So let's look at your videos. Oh, Mount Pleasant. All right. You won't believe this, marsh views from the kitchen. Okay. I would tell you first off, I wouldn't have your picture in this thumbnail. I would just have the price of the house and then use a blue skyline. That's what I'd say. What would you say, Joe?
I agree.
Yep. The same with this one too. Like the pink and the odd skylines, it just looks odd. I don't think it really grabs attention. But people just make it consistent. Like make it just a blue skyline with a price. That's what works on YouTube.
The other thing too is the John Island or Must Know, like it's getting covered by the timestamp.
Yes.
So either move it or get rid of it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the must know thing isn't even necessary.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I think less is more, you know?
Well, let's just do a little dig on this one, right? So if you look at this thumbnail, right, and it says "Don't move to Mount Pleasant, South Carolina" before watching this, you're not giving them a reason why. Like this to me is just like beautiful, right? So I would have it like this is very similar to a pros and cons videos, right? So I put your image in the center. And on one side, I would have something that looks absolutely beautiful and then put the word pro. And then on the other side, I would put con and then like show like traffic or trash or like whatever it is that isn't like a reason why people would want to move there, right? Something that would get people's attention.
Yeah,
That's
whatever
what
the most juicy thing is that you think is like the must know of why they need to know this before, that should be on your thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
Or at
Yep.
least part of it.
Exactly. Like, or you can even have something like, on the like have on one side great beaches, and then on the other side tourists. Like freaking tourists. Something like that gets people's attention. And again, with all these like tours, instead of putting best value, dream house, all you have to do is put the price of the house in the skyline.
Yep.
And I would enhance these photos a little bit with first of all, some saturation and some sharpness and clarity. These are a little blurry. Are you seeing that too, Joe?
Yeah,
That there's
just
little
a
beauty?
tad, and it may be that they're getting compressed from YouTube because the file size is higher. But if you can make it a little bit more sharp, there are some editing tools you can do to make it so that it stands out better.
These almost look like AI images, these two. These 2 houses, it looks
Yeah,
AI generated. Like, the windows look strange.
yeah, they do look a little off.
Hmm, interesting. Interesting. But it's like they look off, but then there's like it looks like there's a I don't know. I have to know if they're AI images.
Maybe it's just drone pictures and they washed out the saturation a little bit.
Yeah, could be. Could be. Yep, this one's good though. This is a great one. Oh, and look, his views prove it. But I wouldn't even have put the entertainer's dream on there. I would have just done the price.
Yeah.
hmm
And then if you're going to be there, like, is this a home tour or is this like educational?
This is a home tour.
Yeah. What we've seen in our studies and our understanding of this is if you have a home tour, just put the price, the home, and then you don't even need to be on the thumbnail.
I concur, Joe Eves. But you're well on your way. I mean, he just started.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah. If you want to like have a, if it feels like we're picking on you, if you want to really have a good laugh, go look at my channel and look at the oldest videos.
Mhm.
Those thumbnails are tragic. Tragic.
Yeah, but we all start somewhere, right? I mean, that's the whole
Absolutely.
thing is it's like that's why we do this is
Uh-huh.
to help people get better at it.
Yep. I concur, Joe Eves. I concur. All right, everybody. This is my last pitch to you. We didn't put a Q. We didn't follow our own advice. We should have a QR code with some landing pages. We'll do that.
Oh, I can make one real quick.
Yeah. We'll do that next week. But it's solid advice. I promise you that. Just do as we do. Do as we say. Don't do as we do. And if you want to join the course this time, it starts next Thursday. Not this Thursday, but next Thursday. You can get $500 off right now if you use the code word when checking out eggs. EGGS eggs, $500 off, and it's only for a limited time, just a limited time offer. So,
Yep.
all right, everybody. Thank you so much for spending the last hour with us. I hope you will get lots of leads from these tips. They were all solid, and I appreciate every single one of you. Anything else you want to add, Joe?
No, just happy to be here. Thank you guys, and keep asking questions and tell us if you want to know more about our process or the things that we're doing. We'll shift gears to whatever our audience wants. That's one of the things that we teach is if there's changes and things that people want that are different that we're not providing, ask us and we'll do it.
Yep. Yeah. The empowered homeowner wants us to look at his hooks. We will do that off screen.
He's like, bump. Hey, come on now.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to fist pump.
All right,
you.
Sean.
All right, everybody. So long.
Yeah, it's the end of the stream. Christina and Joe taught you all the tricks, make your leads grow. From thumbnails to tags, you gotta be bold. YouTube's the key, turn your listings to gold. Eat at those fits, make them snappy, make them fly. Engage with your audience, connect, don't be shy. Realtor to the core, but tech on your side. Hit that algorithm like a digital tide. This is the final click, now you're in the know. Use YouTube to flourish, let them listings blow. It's the small details that bring in the dough. From Christina and Joe, here's the way to go. Every upload strategic so your views ain't stopping. Consistency's key, schedule that drop. Content's king, crown it at the top. So you learn the ropes from two of the best. Christina and Joe, put your skills to the test. Turn those leads into clients, make your channel explode. Realtor success on the digital road. This is the final click, now you're in the